Give me the implosion proc. Fuck. Let's hear some updates. We got that 100. All right, yeah. All right, let's talk. Let's talk. So recently, let's cut all duels off for a minute. Let's move away. So recently, there's been like a personal attack on me, like as a streamer, not only as a streamer, as an ESO streamer, as an ESO player, from a group of people in the community that don't like me, right? And it took me a while to figure out where it came from or why it even happened. I'm like, you know, I was trying to figure it out for a while. I'm like, okay, you know, why me? I barely play ESO, to be honest. I really don't. I barely play ESO. I play Destiny right now, currently more than any game that I have that I own. I play Destiny the most. I'm playing a lot of Trials of Osiris. I'm trying to be competitive in Destiny. I'm doing Trials carries. I'm doing a raid every week. I'm playing Destiny more than anything. You can just check my past broadcasts. And it's been like that for a while. So it's kind of baffling to see that somebody would, or members of the community would try to attack me as a player, because I'm irrelevant in ESO, to be honest, man. Are they white? Yeah, they're white. I'm irrelevant in ESO, and I barely play the game. And I say things about ESO not to bring the community down or to bring the game down. I say things that are happening. If I'm dueling, right, as a streamer, and I lose a duel to a specific reason, and I point that out, that's not me taking away from the duelist, personally. That's me being a streamer and doing what a streamer should do, and that's commentate gameplay, point things out, because there's people who watch me who may not know what's going on. There's people who will see me lose and then wonder, hey, why did he just lose? What happened? What killed him? I want to know so I can try it out. So I'll point it out, whether it's a gear set, whether it's champion points, whether it's potions, poisons, whatever, right? So I was dueling on stream live, and I was losing to a dueler. His name is Dubzug, right? And I've lost to plenty of people out there. Plenty of people. Plenty. There's a ton of people who've beaten me in duels consistently. And there's a lot of those players that you won't even know beat me because they don't go and brag about it. They don't take a win and say, okay, I beat Kang, that makes me a good player, that makes me great. Because if you're trying to judge and grow your EP-ness based off of winning in duels in ESO, you're wasting your time. You cannot really tell if a player is skillful based on duels in ESO. ESO just doesn't have a competitive platform for PvP. There's too many different variables. There's too many different things built into the game and the game's mechanics that will cause you to lose fights to people, even if those people aren't necessarily as skillful as you are, right? So losing these duels, the player took it upon himself to try and gain fame within the ESO community, right? He tried to gain fame. He went to multiple streams, bragged about it. He made a post on the forums basically claiming that he's the best stamina sorcerer in the game, which is outrageous and a kick in the dick to other stamina sorcerers out there that play the game. And also another thing, before I even continue, you will never hear me say that I'm better than anybody. If you ever hear that, I want you to highlight it and I want you to show it to me. I want you to find a time where I was streaming in this entire 2-year time that I've been streaming that I have ever said as a player that I am better than another player. I have never said that out of my mouth ever, because ESO doesn't allow for a platform to even gauge if I'm better than another player. Only thing that we go off of is the entertainment value. Am I a better entertainer than some people? Yes, 100%. When I stream, I do 1vx content. There's a lot of people who stream group PvP. They don't stream solo PvP. So as an entertainment value and a type of PvP that I bring to the table, yes, I can be a better entertainer than people, but as far as the skill level built into the game, am I better than anybody? No. Are there people out there better than me? No, because there's no way to gauge it. So as of recently, this player went and took some wins that he got based on a dueling in ESO, and bragged about it. Him bragging about it then in turn caused another streamer, Kratha, to watch my stream for 2 days straight. I streamed for 2 hours and 45 minutes. He watched the entire stream while pausing it, playing it, fast forwarding it, and rewinding it 2 days straight to commentate over my stream commentary, to supposedly, quote unquote, expose me for the shitty player that I am. And it's all stemmed because I lost duels to a player in ESO. Now, when I was losing these duels, right? When I was losing these duels, I immediately pointed out there were numerical advantages that this player had. It was very evident. It was gear sets. It was the different things that he was running with his build that gave him an extreme advantage over me. And an advantage wasn't even like hard to see. Any player that has any knowledge of the game wouldn't take that kind of win and brag about it because the advantages were there. I was getting 1 and 2 shot. I was unable to recover due to poisons. Also unable to recover due to Fasala. I had extreme resource management issues because of the poisons. He had more damage than me. He was running lingering health pots, Fasala, Viper, dual will bow, the whole nine. Like, just so many different things that gave him an advantage over my build, right? Because I was just running Black Rose agility and I was running Black Rose agility and what was it? Veladrith or Engine Guarding or something like that. Which is a good set for open world PvP, but it's not the best setup for dueling. So what I had to do was I had to take time out of my Destiny stream time, which is what I was playing every day on a daily basis. I missed a day of Trials of Osiris carries, which is something I didn't want to do. But I had to do this so that we can address and expose dueling for what it is. And also expose players in the community that are trying to be bigots and trying to act as if they're better than other players based on broken mechanics within the Elder Scrolls game. So I had to take my time out to do this because I'm not the only one suffering from this. There's other streamers out there that suffer from this. There's people that'll stream snipe me. They'll follow me around. They'll gank me. They'll watch what I'm doing, come up with counters to what I'm doing, and try and duel me. Or, you know, XV1 me in open world PvP so that they can feel like they're better players. And this is something that should be addressed so that the people who don't understand the mechanics of ESO can start to understand the mechanics of ESO, because there's some mechanics within this game that really can remove the skill gap when fighting another opponent. So some of these mechanics, poisons, very, very strong. I have never used poisons in ESO until last night. And I had to get into poisons. I had to run OP setups, really strong builds, because, and also I'm not gonna say who it was, but I want to give a shout out to my supporter for donating me gold and helping me to get into these gear sets and stuff that I need, helping me to acquire the things that I need to do this, because I don't play enough ESO to make money and to get the most OP gear. I usually just run what I have and I try to make it work. But yesterday I said fuck it, I got the support I needed, I went out and grinded, I got the gear sets that I needed, and it's a night and day difference when you duel with strong shit like this. We have poisons, which are very, very strong. These poisons in particular are very strong. So somebody was asking me where did I get the or why don't I have a master sword? The reason why I don't have a master sword is because you can literally you can equip any weapon in a game, any one-handed weapon with a shield, and get the same effects as a master sword. A master sword is going to give you health return and do damage, right? When you use ransack. These poisons drain health from target, dealing 1.5k poison damage to your target, and restoring 1.3k health to you per second for 1.6 seconds. So that's basically a master sword in itself. And then on top of that, it drains magicka from your target, increasing the cost of their magic abilities by 60%. So now they have a 60% cost increase to their abilities. And then on top of that, it drains stamina from your target and increases the cost of their stamina abilities by 60%. And it also restores magicka and stamina. So why get a master sword when you can run poisons in a duel? Now, I know poisons are 100% cheese. I agree, 100%. Poisons are 100% cheese. But when I was dueling Dubzog, I was running Black Rose, Agility, no poison, Maelstrom weapons, and Bellatrix, right? He was running Fasala, 5-piece Viper, dual-wield bow, with poisons and lingering health pot. So he had the whole setup on me. He was running everything possible to cheese to get an advantage on me, which is why I had to go out and get the poisons as well. You have to do it if you're going to play up against people like Dubzug, people who want to get a win and then go and brag about it. You can't fight them without running the type of stuff that they have, because it gives them such an advantage. And we're going to go into some clips in a minute too. We're going to watch some duels in a second that I recorded from last night using this setup. So you have poisons that give you a huge advantage. Viper. This Viper set, if you ever played the Magic Assault and you ever fought somebody with Shieldbreaker, you know how OP Shieldbreaker is. Viper is literally Shieldbreaker without the need of somebody having damage shield. So you get the effects of having Shieldbreaker on, but the person doesn't have to run damage shields. So this is what Viper does. Viper is literally Shieldbreaker for everyone. It's very, very strong. It's ridiculous. And if you animation cancel with light attack, ransack, bash, it's over the top stupid. Viper is very strong. Then we have Black Rose. Let's not even talk about how heavy armor is ridiculous in this game. Heavy armor is mitigating a ton of damage, and it's giving you the same amount of damage as medium armor. And then we're running all impenetrable. So now we have crit resistance, which is another thing. And I'm not even at the cap. You want to be at like 3k critical resistance. So now we have critical resistance, another thing. Then we have Veladrith, undaunted pieces that are based on RNG procs. You can't judge skill if you're getting kills based on RNG procs. There's times when I fight people, and if this thing procs at the right time, which is RNG and just my luck, they're dead. That's how Veladrith works, and that's how these proc sets work. And there's so many new proc sets, and there's so many strong proc sets out there. It's a part of dueling. It's a part of the meta. It's a part of open world PvP. It's a part of PvP period. And there's nothing wrong with that. But let's not act like using these sets and using these poisons and using these abilities and these gear layouts and these meta builds. Let's not act like it makes you a skillful player. Does this make me better than anybody? Hell no. No way. In no way, shape, or form am I going to beat somebody using this kind of setup and act like I'm better than them. And that's exactly what Dubzug did. He fought me with Fasala. He fought me with Viper. He fought me with poisons. He fought me with dual wield bow, a dot setup, which basically mitigates heavy armor resistance. He fought me with lingering health pots. He fought me with the whole 9 in order to beat me. He fought me. That's how he fought me. So we're about to go into a couple videos. Right? And this is just to show. This is not me saying that I'm better than anybody. That's not what I'm trying to say. This is just exposing dueling, and it's exposing players who are out there dueling with these OP meta cheese setups, and they're running around acting like they're better than people. They're bragging about it. They're making posts on the forums. They're uploading videos. If you are doing that, you are a clown, because this is what's wrong with ESO. There's poisons, there's gear sets, there's proc sets, there's RNG chances, you got broken heavy armor. You have so many different things that will determine the outcome of a duel. You cannot act like you're better than somebody when you win based on this stuff. And that's what people have been doing to me these last couple weeks, or these last couple days. Trap Beast, you're right, let's not forget about Trap Beast. Let's look at what Trap Beast does. Trap Beast, it puts a trap down, does 4k physical damage, it immobilizes for 6 seconds, or 7 seconds, and then it does a 10k dot. That physical damage dot, actually, you can't block it. You can't block this dot. So that's 10k damage that only way to mitigate it is through healing. You can't dodge roll it, you can't block it. There's nothing you can do about it. And it also gives you minor force, which increases your critical damage by 12%. So if you're running a crit build like this, and you're running a Thief Mundus, which has 40% crit, 41% on my sword and board bar, if you're running a setup like that, you're gonna crit a ton. And because you're critting with this particular setup, you get that minor force bonus from rearming trap. So this is another issue. And then on top of that, you fight somebody. If you put this trap down, they hit it, it'll rearm, right? Then you can put another trap down. So you can only have one trap down, but if the trap rearms, you can have 1,000 traps down. So you end up fighting somebody in a little dueling area. Next thing you know, you run over 17 traps, and you're like, God damn, I'm dead because I just hit 17 traps. This is retarded. This is 100% cheese. And we have people out there like Krotha and Dubzug who are supposedly exposing players, but you're running the most cheesy shit on the planet. This is what I complain about. This is the kind of stuff that needs to be removed from ESO so that we can have skillful PvP, because this has nothing to do with skill. If you duel me and you lose to this, just say good fight, King, you're a cheesy piece of shit, because that's what I am. This is the cheesiest shit that you can possibly put together, but this is what people are running, and this is the direction that the community has went. And now that you have people like myself with this on, I'm streaming it, you're going to have Fangrush streaming it, you got Cody streaming these kind of setups, you got Cypher streaming these setups. This is what duels are. This is going to be duels. AIDS. So who's going to win the duels? The person who gets the most procs. The person who dodges the most abilities using shuffle. It's going to be based on RNG on who's really winning these fights, not necessarily skill. So let's go look at these videos. Alright? Let's go look at these videos really fast.
Is there no one else?
Alright, and I'll show you guys the beginning of the duels and the end of the duels. I'm just gonna mute this because things were said. Okay, things were said. So let's mute that. Let's pull up that. Actually, let's move this down a little bit. Alright, let's put that there. Alright, let's take a look at this, alright? So this particular duel right here, this is not a Dubsuck, this is somebody else, but this was a really good fight. He's running like a meta setup as well. So yeah, I'm doing, and now also I want you guys to know, I didn't go searching him out. I knew that he would come fight me because he felt like he was going to continue to beat me. He didn't know that I went out and grinded my ass off for Viper, and I got gold to make my stuff gold. He didn't know that I put on a meta setup, basically, right? So as I'm dueling this guy, actually no, not this guy. Hold on. All right. So as I'm dueling this guy, Dubsuck comes up. You ready, Richard, for the challenge, right? So he comes up. He challenges me to a duel, right? So this is the first fight. Now I want you guys to pay attention to something. Pay attention to something. I'm gonna go back to the beginning, right? Pay attention to something right here. And this is how crazy ESO is with the little things that give you huge advantages. It's little things. They're this big, but they give you a huge advantage, right? Pay attention to my pots. You see that I'm using immovable pots, right? Check this out. Watch this fight. This is the first fight that we have, right? Just want you guys to pay attention, play close attention. I'm running the same setup, but pay attention to those pots right there, right? I pop a pot, right? I can't recover from it, right? I go down like it's nothing. Rob. Yo, Rob Cologne. Thank you for the sub. Drop some crown hype. Drop some love in the chat for Rob. Alright, so guys, you see that I wasn't able to recover, but I just pointed out something, right? Now, if I'm streaming and that happens and I'm like, oh shit, I had the wrong pot on, what people are going to say is, oh, King, he's just making excuses because he got wrecked. No, I had the wrong pot on. That's an observation, right? So just pay attention to those pots, right? At 146 on the immovables, right? Check this out. Check this out. Well, what do? I go and hit up this vendor right here. Check this out, guys, right? We're going to hit this vendor up. And we are going to go ahead and find... Where are they at? These things. Essence of Lingering Health. They're very cheap, right? This is a key part to dueling because it's a part of cheese. Certain classes in ESO were particularly or specifically made to not have major mending for a reason. Stamina Swords don't need major mending because they basically get major mending from crit surge. Stam Blades don't need major mending because they have so much mitigation through abilities like Cloak. They get a ton of resource management through siphoning attacks. They have armor mitigation. They have a lot of stuff. They don't need major mending, which is why these classes were built without it, right? They're not supposed to have it. However, you can get major mending now through potions. So that's what I do. I go get these major mending pots. I log out so I can come back and fight again, right? So here's the second fight, right? I go down again, right? Now here's another thing. I go down to Dubzug this time, but I only went down to Dubzug because after getting those pots, I realized, like, holy shit, this is OP. I can play a little bit more aggressively. So I fought him really aggressively, and I said that right after. I said that I was too thirsty, man. You see right here. Just check it out in the chat. I said I'm too thirsty. I got too thirsty, right? Now let's continue to watch these duels, right? Let's continue to watch. So I was too thirsty, and I'm like, okay, I can't play like that because Dubzug doesn't play thirsty. Dubzug, he likes to sit back. He will sit back and he'll camp hard and wait for you to hit that trap. That's how Dubzug plays. And notice, I'm showing the losses as well as the wins. I'm not just showing the wins because I could have did that, but I'm not that kind of guy. Now, last time I was fighting him, I couldn't put a dent in the Dubzug's health. I couldn't because I didn't have the damage. The reason why we're both running out of resources like this is because he's running poisons, I'm running poisons. That's what poisons do. They wreck you, man. Alright, so this is one video. That's one video. Wait, do we duel again? I think we do. Okay, we duel again here. This is another duel. Now, mind you, this is when I have the potions, I have the pots, I have the Viper set, and this isn't a complete build. Dune Ripper would be better than Veladrith. There's some other medium armor sets that I can run that will be better than Black Rose, but I don't have them yet. I don't have them yet, but I'll get them. I'll get them. Now, you see the recovery that I have? I have that recovery because I'm running the Lingering Health pots. I'm getting major, what's it called? Major mending, and that's something that a Stamina Sword shouldn't have. Because I'm running Crit Surge, Raleigh, Vigor, and I have major mending. It doesn't make sense. So as you can see, those trap beasts are popping off because it's a key part to these duels. Like the winner is usually determined by the player who hits the most trap beasts. Once again, you see resources are really low. It's the poisons. So that's another fight. Right? Which alt generation program do you use? None. Alright, so let's pull up some more fights. We got more fights to show. There's more. There's more. So, now, after that fight, he says, let's move. He says, let's move. It's easy for you to camp a corner. So he was trying to say that I was camping a corner with the trap. Right? That's what he was trying to say. So I said, okay. And I follow him to the next area. And he decides to duel here. Right? So here's another duel. Now, mind you, I want you guys to understand that I went from not being able to beat this guy 2 days ago to consistently beating him. Like, I wasn't able to really do that kind of damage. The damage that you get with Viper is just out of this world strong, man. It's ridiculous. So also keep in mind, when you see me out of resources, he's also out of resources because he's using lingering health pots, which is something that I'm using as well. Um, and poisons. We're both using lingering health and poisons. They're very strong, man. Very strong. He can't CC break because like I'm out of stamina, he's out of stamina as well. So that's another fight. So that's another fight. There's more though. We have more. There's more. This is another fight. Pay attention to this to the chat also. I have my kill counter. So that was 3 fights total right there. You can see on the kill counter. And once again, I'm not showing this to say that I'm better than Dubzug. This is not about Dubzug. This is not about Crowther. This is about exposing dueling and exposing people who think that they're good because they win duels. If you think you're good because you win duels in ESO, you're not. This is what this is about, guys. Like, the damage is out of this world. It's insane. He's trying to get me to run over a trap, but I know that, and I'm trying to avoid it. So I back off a bit to get my resources back. But notice how defensive he's playing. He's not really playing aggressive. I'm usually the one who goes on the aggressive and goes on the attack, because that's how I play. That's my play style. But he's playing real scary. Basically, he's just playing real scary. Out of resources again. We both are, but the thing about me is I'm aggressive, so I'll stay on the attack. I'm going to stay on the attack the entire time. And these are really good fights. These are really good fights, but they're not nearly as lopsided as our duels from the other day when I wasn't in a proper, dueling setup. He wants me to hit that trap beast. I want him to hit my trap beast. Trap beast is such an important part of dueling. It was never like that. Trap beast is really, really strong. So he's camping his. I'm camping mines right now. It's kind of like a sort camping mines. That's what trap beast is like. It's really passive. But eventually I get tired of that shit and I go in and I get aggressive because, that's how I play. I don't like to sit back and, rub myself. I like to get in and get the fight over with. So once again, I go on the offensive, and he goes defensive again. Can you 1vx in this build? 100%. This is probably going to be one of the best 1vx builds out there. It's so strong. This build melts people. I killed somebody with one animation combo on this build. So he says he's out of pots. We both say we're going to be back. There's more, though. There's more. Alright, this is another duel. I think that's 5 in a row so far for me. 5 wins in a row for me. He also came back. Now you see Valken Scoria proccing in these fights. He changed his build up. He said he was going to go get pots. He said he was out of pots. But he ended up going to go grab Valken Scoria. Which was a good change. It was a good change because Valken Scoria, it procs a lot on his dot build. So there's my Veladrith proc. That's another one. That's another one, right? So that's 6. Here's another duel. This is Viper Black Rules sorting board. Yeah, very cheese, very strong. And it can be beat. There's definitely better setups out there because I'm going to get in a better setup. But this is just what I needed to get the job done, to be able to stand up to, you know, another cheesy build. Archer ESO with a Twitch Prime sub. Smart man. Yo, welcome to the kingdom, Archer. Thank you for that Twitch Prime sub. Drop some love, drop some hype in the chat. Appreciate the support, man. So as you guys can see, like when I'm fighting Dubzug, he wants me to engage and hit the trap before he engages me, and that's not how I play. But I adjusted to his playstyle like after the first 2 losses that I had. Seven. Here's another duel. And these are all in a row. These are just straight through, guys. These are just straight fights. We dueled. This was real late at night. We were just sitting up dueling, man. And once again, I did not search out Dubzug to expose him. He found me and he challenged me to a duel. I showed you guys that first in the videos. This is where my son came in, and my son wanted me to go tuck him in the bed, so that's what I did. So we ended up stopping that fight. But there's more. There's more. So he wanted to move. He wanted to move to a different area. This is the 3rd time we moved. Or 2nd time we've moved. Look at that healing. Just like let's pause for a minute. Let's pause for a minute. So we went from not being able to recover against his burst, his Dawnbreaker burst. And mind you, I can't purge dots. I have to take everything, right? Let's check this healing out and why this is happening. Let's check this healing out. I went down to 4k health. 4k health. 4.2k health right there, right? Check this out. Raleigh. We went back up to 17k health with Raleigh from 4k health. Why are we able to do that? My pots, lingering health pots. They give you major vitality. Stamina Sorcerers shouldn't have major vitality. We get a ton of healing from Crit Surge already, Vigor and Raleigh. Now we have major vitality. It's broken. It's very strong. You see that damage? Like the burst damage? And notice, like, when he drops a Dawnbreaker on me, I'm not running away. I keep the pressure on. Just constant pressure. That's another one. There's more. Oh, wait. No, that's it. That was it. That was the last fight. Yeah, that was when I decided to get off. So when I'm saying, if I'm fighting somebody, right? If I'm fighting somebody and I lose because they're running poisons, and I say, and I go and point that out as a streamer, that is not me taking away from the dueler. That's me making an observation, a clear observation that I'm losing because of poisons. If I'm fighting somebody and I'm not doing enough damage to get the kill, and I notice that and I point that out, that's not me taking away from the dueler. That's me making an observation. And these were all things that I said when we were fighting the first time. And it shouldn't have even gotten to this, simply because he should have known as a player, if he was a skillful player, if he was a respectable player, he should have known that he was winning because of build, numerical advantages. He had better healing than me. He had better damage than me. He had better sustain than me. All because of his build. His poisons, I wasn't running poisons back then. He was. Lingering health, I wasn't running lingering health. I wasn't running Viper. And all these things stack up to give you an advantage over your opponent. So the reason why I decided to show you guys this is because if you see people out there and they're beating you because of duels, because of their build, and they're bragging about it, I'm going to link this to my YouTube channel as well. I'm going to upload it to my YouTube channel, and I'm going to highlight this. Just bring them to this video. And this is exposing duels. Guys, dueling is not skillful. It's all about cheese. It's about heavy armor Black Rose. It's about Veladrith procs. It's about poisons. It's about sword and board 2H. It's about Viper. It's about it's about so many different things. It's about lingering health pots. It's about shuffle. Who dodges the most attacks? It's about Dawnbreaker. It's about Trap Beast. There's so many different variables that determine a win or loss in a duel, that if somebody is basing their skill off of wins and losses in a duel, they're a clown. Sorry, you're a clown. And for you to go and try to slander my name and to try to slander other players who you've beaten, claiming that you're the best stamina sorcerer out there based on duels when you're running the most cheesy sets in the game, you're a clown. For Krotha, for you to watch my stream 2 days in a row, a whole 2-hour and 45-minute stream, and supposedly exposing me because I lost duels, you're a clown. You can't expose somebody who loses a duel. Honestly, I also want to thank you for holding me in such high regard and taking a win and making yourself feel like you're better because you beat me. It only goes to show the respect that you have for me as a duelist and a pedestal that you put me on. Not that I put myself on. I don't put myself on that pedestal. I don't think I'm better than anybody. But you beating me and taking it and bragging about it only goes to expose yourself and to show how much you really love my skills in ESO and how much you wish you can beat me. So with that, I want to say good game, good night to anybody out there running the AIDS duel builds. I want to say good game, good night to dueling because it's very cheesy. It's not skill based. And I want to say good game, good night to the scrubs and the haters. Thank you.